So legendary Hollywood actor Dennis Hopper credits this one tip, this one piece of advice that he got in 1955 for all of his acting success, for his entire Hollywood journey. And the funny thing is that this same one tip, this same one piece of advice you can use to write better emails, videos, video sales letters, long form sales letters, do better webinars, and do it so much more efficiently. So in 1955, Dennis Hopper was on set filming A Rebel Without a Cause, and he's opposite another legendary Hollywood actor, James Dean. Now, Dennis Hopper is blown away by James Dean's acting skills. He says that James Dean was the best actor he'd ever seen. Just flawless, so believable, so authentic, and just unbelievable. So Dennis Hopper is nervous. Dennis Hopper and James Dean are shooting a scene where Dennis Hopper is supposed to be smoking a cigarette. And they continue to shoot the scene over and over and over because Dennis Hopper is not nailing it. And Dennis Hopper said that he is nervous trying to do this across from James Dean. Well, finally, after they cut one of the scenes, James Dean leans closer to Dennis Hopper and says, "Is it okay if I give you a piece of advice?" And I'm paraphrasing here. Dennis Hopper says, of course, he'd love to hear what James Dean, a guy who he looks at as an incredible actor, has to say about his acting skills. And so James Dean says to Dennis Hopper, he says, "Look, you are trying to act like you are smoking the cigarette. Instead of trying to act like you're smoking the cigarette, just smoke the cigarette. Don't try to act it, just do it." And that's such a great piece of advice that really most marketers and entrepreneurs need to hear, because a mistake that I see made so often is folks sit down to write marketing copy, to write an ad, to write an email, to write a sales letter, to write a VSL script. And what they end up doing is they end up trying to write copy. They end up trying to use copy words, copy phrases. They end up trying to sound like copy. All of a sudden they go from normal person mode into copywriting mode, copywriter mode. And what ends up happening is they end up sounding nothing like their authentic self. Their marketing copy sounds like marketing copy. It feels like marketing copy. It reads like marketing copy. And ultimately, prospects resist it like marketing copy. So often when I work with students and clients and they give me a campaign or a piece of marketing copy to critique, and I go over, I'll see a particular paragraph or two paragraphs, and I'll say, "What were you trying to say here in this paragraph or in these two paragraphs?" And they'll say, "I was trying to say X, Y, Z." And I'll always say almost the same exact thing. "Well, then why didn't you just say X, Y, Z? Why the need for all this? Or why did you feel you needed to do all this and say all this and all of this extravagance? Why didn't you just say X, Y, Z?" And that's the point. The point is, don't try to write copy. Don't try to have it sound like copy. Don't try to have it feel like copy. Don't sit down and all of a sudden go into copywriter mode. Don't try to act like you're smoking the cigarette. Just smoke the cigarette. Don't try to act your way. Just say what needs to be said and be as clear and as concise as possible.